So can you tell us a bit about yourself, Shally?
Yeah, I am an Executive Vice President for Arbita, Arbita.net, and I've been in the electronic recruiting industry for about 12 years, which in internet years is like 50 years.
Yeah. And Shally is the local guru for sourcing on the net, like everybody.
Local to the internet. Yeah, so I've been doing this for about as long as the internet's really been around as a business tool, and been just involved with all of these aspects of search engines and social media and recruitment marketing.
Excellent. So if you had a few tips that you want to give the Israeli folks read the blog or listen to this video, what would they be?
Well, the statistics are pretty amazing as far as people that use internet, and this is not something that's a trend that's going away. We're not going to, see that people are going to use the internet just for a little while and then stop using it. So this is really a fundamental shift in how people communicate. And just to give an example, there's an average of 775 million searches on Google every month, and of those, 226 of them are in the jobs search category, so people looking for jobs, which is about 29, let's say roughly around it's about 30%. So a third of the people that go on Google and do searches on a monthly basis are doing searches that are related to their jobs or their careers. And that's significant. So if your website can't be found by Google, if your jobs can't be found by Google, if you're not using Google as a channel, and these people are not just going to Google, they're also going to social networks like LinkedIn and Facebook. If they don't get the answer from Google that they want, then they might start there but go somewhere else. So really you have to have some kind of presence, or else these people that are going there to find answers about their career are not going to find you.
And is it enough just to have job posting in a local job board? Is that considered presence in your mind?
No, not at all, and particularly because some job boards just don't provide very good access to search engines. Okay. So when it comes to just your job posting by itself, the job posting itself needs to be optimized so that search engines can find it easily and like it and give it a relevant ranking. So when you look on Google for a job, that your job comes up as one of the results. And it's not just that your job always comes up and in the top 10 results, because it's not always about rank, it's about relevance. If people are searching for the right kind of jobs, they should get the right kind of internet search results back. And even that is not as simple as you would think. So really consolidating your marketing strategy to include, your employment marketing strategy to include search engines and social networks is a deliberate, considerate activity that you need to plan out. You can't just create a web page and expect it to be picked up by anything. It could be no different than putting a flyer on a wall somewhere. You really have to plan where you're going to put it, plan what the actions are going to be when people see the flyer, what are they supposed to do, and that they see it, the right people see it. If you put a flyer on the internet in the wrong place, the wrong people are going to see it.
So you're talking about a strategy that combines search engines, working with social networks.
Getting visibility on search engines, not just Google, because there's other search engines out there in different parts of the world. Different search engines have more market share, and it's not the only one, but certainly Google is an example to follow. And social media sites, it doesn't limit to just LinkedIn. It's beyond LinkedIn. It's Facebook, as you know, Morita, you were telling me that Facebook is quite large in Israel. So, and other social media sites and social networking sites that may not even have a strict professional background, maybe a little bit social, a little bit professional, like Facebook, which is both, also come up in other countries. So there are many communities, and this is not something that's going to stop. There's going to be more and more and more communities. So having a strategy for how to reach people in these communities, not just through search engines, but through direct activity, going there to find them, is critically important so that they're surviving.
And I heard the sentence from you about feeling like you're drinking from the fire hose with all this information.
Right. I'm not sure if that's an analogy that easily translates, but visually, imagine if the building is on fire and you open up the fire hose to try to cool down the fire, and then you get thirsty. It's very difficult to drink from the high pressure fire hose, and that's what a lot of people try to do when they first get on the internet, is they try to drink from the fire hose, and that can just blow your head off.
So what is the first 3 steps that you'd recommend a recruiter to do?
Well, maybe start drinking from the top, you know.
So what does it mean in recruiting on the web?
I think, you know, getting your feet wet, to use that analogy, to, you know, just go out there and listen to what other people are saying and doing, and trying a little bit of it, experimenting a little bit of it before you come up with a strategy. Rather than just say, okay, here's what we're going to do, we're going to plan on this, because any single person that you listen to is going to have their opinion as to what's successful. And unfortunately, something that we tend to forget is that best practices really are nothing more than a collection of mistakes that somebody else made along the way to find the right solution for them.
As well as yourself.
And, well, maybe your own personal best practices. Yeah. But when people look outside for help and they're looking for best practices, they don't realize that best practices are the answer that those companies arrived at. So they may or may not be the solution for you, and you have to really experiment and be open-minded about what may or may not be a solution, rather than just taking one person's opinion as the only opinion. So look for validation from several thought leaders, and then the next step is to experiment yourself. You can't just assume that because Shally says it's good, that it's going to always be good. You know, you should definitely try it, but if it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. And the other thing about that is that you can't just stop after you tried it one time.
Right.
Because best practices were not achieved by a single effort that succeeded. They were achieved by a number of failures, and one of them became a success. So you have to keep trying and keep trying until you find a way to do it. And the bottom line is, you're going to be able to use the internet somehow. You don't know what that somehow is going to be, but you have to keep trying until you find what that somehow is.
Excellent. So great. And thank you, Shally. Thanks a lot for having me and
my
for
pleasure.
the
I'm
interview.
honored to be here.
Thank you.